Hi Naturals, I'm Gabby from GoNaturalEnglish.com, where you can become fluent and confident in English. Today we're talking about a method that I've personally used since 2002 to improve my own fluency in other languages. You guys know that I love learning languages almost as much as I love teaching English. No, just as much as I love it. I love it all. So anyway, I've never made a video about this method that I came up with for myself and that I use inside my complete English course, Fluent Communication. So I thought it's a great time to show you the recording method that I use. I also use the recording method in my 5-day English Fluency Challenge, which is reopening soon. So check the description for a link to sign up. The Fluency Challenge is free and it's a great experience for you to try out the recording method. So anyway, today, I'm going to show you how I use the recording method step by step. You're going to see how I use it with other languages and how you can apply it to English in a couple of different ways. This method may seem really obvious to some of you, but I think a lot of people are going to find it innovative and new. So whichever end of that opinion spectrum you fall on, well, I hope that this is helpful for you anyway. So, you should use the recording method if you would like to practice English more, but maybe you don't have a lot of people to practice with. You should use the recording method if you would like to have a challenge to improve your English skills to the advanced and fluent level, because it is challenging. You should use the recording method if you would like to increase your confidence, because what's really cool about the recording method is that you are actually self-correcting. And when you self-correct, when you help yourself to improve your English, you realize how smart you actually are. You didn't even realize how much you know. Let me explain. Let me quickly tell you how the recording method works, or how I've used it, and then I will show you with an example. Okay, first of all, you need to have material or a topic. I'm going to show you how I do the recording method with material and then with a topic. So you need to have somewhere to begin, something that you're going to say or talk about. The first way is to choose material that you are going to repeat or copy. This is like the imitation method or the shadowing method, which I've talked about before. But this time, we're actually going to take it a step further and record yourself. When you just copy, repeat, imitate, shadow, whatever you want to call it, you are missing out, because when you record yourself and you listen to yourself, it's a whole nother exercise, completely different. When you record yourself, you're going to feel some good stress. There's bad stress and there's good stress. Bad stress is like when your water pipes break and everything in your apartment gets wet and you have to call the plumber. That's bad stress. Good stress is when you have a challenging exercise to do, maybe a deadline for a paper. It might feel a little stressful, a little bad, but it's actually good for you. Another example of good stress would be training for a marathon. So you might feel a little stressed out about all the training you have to do, but it's actually good for you. So recording yourself can actually feel a little stressful, definitely awkward, but it's good for you, trust me. And when you record yourself, then obviously you're going to listen to yourself, right? And listening to yourself is when the magic happens. It's also where the awkwardness happens, because the first time that you listen to yourself on a recording, well, most everyone feels like, oh, that was so awkward. I don't know who that was talking, but it couldn't have been me. But it's normal to feel this way. Anyway, I'll show you how I do it. I've already done the recording method a lot. I've already done exercises many times. Recently, I haven't had a lot of free time to use it, but this is a great opportunity. So back to the steps. First, you choose whether you're going to repeat some material or whether you're going to do kind of free talking about a topic, maybe introducing yourself, because that's a very common skill that we need to have in English. And then you're going to grab a device, maybe your smartphone, maybe your laptop, maybe something else that you can record audio with. It doesn't matter what it is as long as you can record video. You don't have to go out and buy any new equipment. I'm pretty sure that you have something that you could record yourself speaking with. And if you really don't, pretty sure one of your friends does. So this is a free activity for you to improve your English fluency. So then you record yourself. Great, done. It's key here that you don't keep stopping and starting over if you make a mistake midway. Just keep recording. This is not a test. No one is going to listen to it or judge it except for you. Unless, of course, you decide to share it with your teacher, tutor, colleagues, friends, classmates, and whatnot. Okay, so you recorded. Great. Then you're going to listen to your recording. Then when you listen to yourself, you're going to really focus on a few key points. Primarily pronunciation. And related to that, your fluency. Are you hesitating a lot? Are you able to speak as quickly as the speakers that you are imitating or fluent native speakers that you would like to speak like? Are there any grammar mistakes? Do you sound like you want to sound? Basically, that's the gist of this exercise, is for you to notice your own mistakes or points for improvement. Because maybe you're not really making any huge mistakes, but you will notice where you could improve. This could even help you if you are a native English speaker and you're preparing for a presentation. Before I did my TEDx talk, I recorded myself practicing delivering my TEDx talk several times, and I watched it several times and took notes on how I could improve my delivery. So if you have an important presentation, a speech, or even a really important interview, it's a great idea to record yourself and then take notes on how you could improve. So that's basically it. I just have a couple of bonus points. If you want to take this exercise a little bit further, it's a great idea to keep your recordings so that in a few months from now, in a couple years from now, you could look back and see how much you have improved. And so that's a benefit of being part of my complete English course, Fluent Communication, because we have your old videos in our forum on our site that you can always go back and compare with when you started the course and when you're midway through the course, when you finish the course, and for years to come. So it's really fun to see how far you've come and to celebrate that. So now let's see how I do it. I want to show you my own example. As you know, I'm a native English speaker, so I'm not going to practice English, but I'm going to practice a language that I'm really working hard on now, which is Portuguese, because I'm living in Brazil. So Portuguese is very helpful. So let's go. Let's try it out. Come along with me and I'll show you how I use my own recording method. Okay, let me show you how I use the recording method by repeating other material. I've pulled up a comedy show from Brazil that's on YouTube called Porta dos Fundos. If you're Brazilian, hey, you might know this. You can tell me in the comments if you watch Porta dos Fundos. And I'm just going to play about 5 seconds because that's just enough for you to see how I do it. And I've also put the subtitles on in Portuguese because it was kind of hard for me to just listen and to understand all the words. So you could do this with material in English as well. Okay, so let's try it out. Let's go.
Gente, vocês viram que bizarro que rolou no Congresso?
Ok, gente, vocês viram que bizarro rolou lá no Congresso? I'm going to record that now that I've memorized my line. I don't want to read. You could record yourself reading, but I think that if you can memorize a line and just say it on your own, you're going to actually get a more realistic listen of your own speaking abilities. So I actually have my recorder that I use for making videos, so I'm going to use that right now to record myself. Let's do it. Here we go. Gente, vocês viram que bizarro rolou lá no Congresso? So you might be thinking, well, great, but that was just one sentence. How am I ever going to become fluent in English? Well, fluency comes from the small steps that you take every day. What's great about recording yourself too in 5-second, one phrase intervals is that it doesn't take a long time. So even if you have a really busy day, you can do this exercise. So now let's try it with something a little bit different because I don't always repeat after existing content. So now I'm going to put my laptop away and I'm just going to plan a self-introduction. Okay, so in my self-introduction, I kept it really simple this time just to show you an example. And one thing that I like to do in self-introductions is to think of a question that I might ask the other person. Okay, so I just made some notes. I didn't write down every single word that I'm going to say. I just thought for a few seconds about how I'd like my introduction to be, what information I'd like to include, but I didn't write every single word out like in sentences. So this is more freestyle talking than reading. In fact, I'm not even going to look at my notes now. Okay, let's record.
Olá, meu nome é Gabi, eu sou americana, sou professora de inglês e eu moro aqui no Brasil. Você é do Rio?
Okay, so I guess that was pretty good. Let me challenge myself a little bit because when you don't notice any room for improvement, you should challenge yourself a little bit more. So I'm going to talk about some things that I enjoy doing in Rio de Janeiro. And this time, I'm not going to prepare beforehand.
Antes de morar no Brasil, eu já tinha visitado aqui. Eu vim aqui como turista muitas vezes. Eu fiz as coisas que as turistas sempre fazem. Por exemplo, fui no Pão de Açúcar, fui para conhecer a praia de Ipanema. E agora também, ainda eu gosto de ir para a praia de Ipanema, mas eu gosto mais das coisas de dia em dia. Eu gosto de correr na praia, correr no aterro do Flamengo. E eu gosto de andar pela cidade, eu gosto de me divertir fora com o tempo muito bom que tem, tá um pouco quente, mas geralmente o tempo é muito bom aqui. E eu gosto o estilo de vida que tem aqui. Eu posso beber muito suco natural, eu posso comer açaí e eu gosto muito da comida brasileira. Eu gosto muito do estilo de vida aqui do Rio.
Okay, so as I was recording myself, I found myself wanting to stop and start over several times. The thing is, mistakes are okay, and it's really important to notice your mistakes and improve from them. Notice them so that you don't repeat them. So if you do make a mistake when you're recording, just notice it and listen to yourself. Maybe take a note of it where you have difficulty and where you could improve. Okay, let's listen to my recorded speaking practice and note where I could improve.
Ok, gente, vocês viram que bizarro rolou lá no Congresso?
I feel like besides the fact that I stuttered, my R's and my vowel sounds are still pretty bad. And that was just repeating what I had just heard. If you're a Portuguese speaker, specifically a Brazilian Portuguese speaker, you could help me in the comments. Let's listen to what I recorded without repeating, just freestyle.
Eu já tinha visitado.
What was that? I stopped to think for a long time. So my fluency is not quite there. A lot of hesitating.
Aqui. Wow, I had no idea that when I said ew, like I sounded like such a gringo or gringa, whatever. Foreigner. Okay, let's keep listening here.
Antes de morar no Brasil, eu já tinha visitado aqui. Eu vim.
Okay, even the way that I'm filling the sentence with it's not Brazilian at all.
Eu vim aqui como turista muitas vezes.
Okay, I do feel like I'm catching the Carioca accent, the Rio de Janeiro accent. The way that I said turista is pretty Carioca. That's like very typical of Rio de Janeiro.
Eu fiz as coisas que as turistas sempre fazem. Por exemplo, eu fui no Pão de Açúcar.
Pão is a very hard word. I still haven't gotten that quite right. But I think it's better than before when people didn't know if I was saying pau or pão, the difference between stick and bread.
Fui para conhecer a praia de Ipanema e agora também, ainda eu gosto de ir para a praia de Ipanema, mas eu gosto mais das coisas de dia em dia. Eu gosto de
I think I said GMG. I don't think that's a phrase. I think I just caught a grammar mistake. I think it's gia.
Na praia, correr no aterro de Flamengo, do Flamengo.
I caught a grammar mistake as I was speaking. So do, not G or they. Yeah, anyway, I caught it while I was speaking, so that was kind of cool.
Gosto de andar pela cidade, eu gosto de me divertir fora com o tempo muito bom que tem, então.
I feel like I'm speaking really slow. Like a native Brazilian Portuguese speaker would talk a lot faster. So that's something that I want to work on.
Um pouco quente, mas geralmente o tempo.
I use a lot of fillers like and I really want to improve my fluency to speak as quickly in Portuguese as I can in English.
O tempo é muito bom aqui e eu gosto de o estilo de vida que tem aqui. Eu posso beber muito suco natural, eu posso comer açaí e eu gosto muito da comida brasileira. Eu gosto muito do estilo de vida aqui do Rio.
Okay, all in all, I give myself like a 75 out of 100. I think that I'm doing pretty well, but I still have to work on my accent, especially vowel sounds, R's, the way that I say ew. Oh my gosh, it's embarrassing. And I have to work on my fluency. I'm hesitating a lot, using a lot of fillers like and that's not gonna really make people want to talk with me more because it feels like I'm talking really slowly. So I feel like people get impatient with me when I speak in Portuguese, and I don't want that to happen. So this was really eye-opening for me. I don't know about you, but this was a great exercise if I do say so myself. One thing that I forgot to say is that in my complete course, Fluent Communication, we also use this recording method. I'm really bad about telling you about my complete course because I don't want this to sound like a commercial, but I do want you to know that I use this with the students who have signed up for my complete English course. And it's not free, but I want you to know that it exists. We have a community on my website, gonaturalenglish.com, where you post your recorded speaking practice and you get feedback from other students and from me and Go Natural English teachers. So it's a great way for you to be able to self-correct, get support and corrections from others, including professional English teachers. So that is important for you to know. Finally, if you want to try this recording method, I want to give you an exercise that you could start with right away. Here's just a sentence that you could try if you want something easy and quick to record. Did you hear about the crazy thing that happened to the entrepreneur last month? So I chose this sentence because it has some difficult sounds. It has some linking sounds like did you hear about the crazy thing has a TH sound, entrepreneur is a difficult word, and month can be a difficult word too. And if you're looking for other materials that are a bit longer, I would suggest using American TV miniseries, or if there's maybe a YouTube channel that you like, I would recommend Friends for a TV series. And I'm a big fan of talk shows like Ellen or Oprah. If you want something with a man speaking, there are men like Dr. Phil and who else is a male talk show host? Oh, there's a game show called The Family Feud that could be fun to watch, and you could repeat what Steve Harvey says. He's the host on there. So there's so much material. You could also practice repeating the lyrics to songs that you like. It's another thing that you could record. So there's no shortage of material. Just be creative and try this because it's a great exercise. You saw I was pretty shocked with my own recording, and I think you will be too, in a good way. So now I want to challenge you to try the recording method on your own. But wait, there's even more. There's a better way that you can use the recording method. After you listen to yourself, share your recording with others, with your friends who are learning English, with your teacher if you have an English teacher. And if you don't, or even if you do, I want to invite you to join the Go Natural English 5-Day Fluency Challenge. This is a way that you can share your English speaking recording with our other group members who are supportive, positive, and who will help to motivate you to improve your English. And I'm in the group, and our Go Natural English teachers are there too to support you and motivate you and help you improve. So this is an awesome chance for you to try out the recording method and get the support that you need along the way. So check out the link in the description for you to join our next English Fluency Challenge that is starting soon. I cannot wait to do this because it's an awesome way for us to actually communicate more and connect more with other awesome Go Natural English learners from all over the world. So you're invited, be there or be square. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this was informative, helpful, interesting. Tell me what you thought in the comments. Let me know in the comments if you will join our next Go Natural English 5-Day Fluency Challenge. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed yet to Go Natural English, please click down there to subscribe. Please click down there to get a free sample of the English Fluency Formula audio ebook. And you can click right over there to keep watching Go Natural English videos here on YouTube. Thank you for watching. Mwah! I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.